I found this striking image of a child, and even though we're not going to do justice by getting into all the details and shading, I chose this image because it has some very clear angles here for the outer shape or frame of the face, which will be perfect for this exercise since this is about lines and angles. Begin by drawing a line for the front of the face. Throughout this exercise, you want to really try and focus on getting not only the angles you see in the reference, but also the length of the lines, as well as the shapes that are formed by these lines that we put down on our paper. One simple way to check if you got the angle just right is to take your pencil and compare your sketch to your reference. I won't be doing this throughout the lesson, but you can do this as frequently as you want or feel the need to. The next couple of clear lines we see are down here at the jawline, so try to get those in as well. And again, you want to focus not only on the angles, but also the length of the lines in relation to each other. I am aware that at this point it looks on camera as if the jawline I drew is not quite at the right angle. The sketchbook and the tablet I was using for filming were at slightly different angles, and it doesn't really help that in the reference it has some shading on the right side of that line near the neck, which makes it look more slanted than it actually is. So what you see may look slightly off in these first few clips, but I'll be comparing the sketch to the reference at the end of this lesson, so hopefully you'll be able to see that it does line up. Next, you can go across the top and get some of those lines from the hair and ear onto your paper. We're going to make adjustments. This is just to get an idea of the placement of everything. Another way you can use lines and angles is to find the placement of different features or areas on the face. As an example here, if we go in a straight line from the tip of the chin and up, we'll hit this curl right at the ear. So we know that corner section of hair is going to be somewhere around this area. You can also see that there's this shadow line, again going from that same point on the chin, following parallel to the jawline and up towards the back of the head. And we can see that the ear needs to touch or slightly overlap that shadow line. So using that information, we're just going to go in and make an approximate placement of the ear. From here, we can start sketching the hairline here on the back of the head, which comes down from that top corner of the ear, still keeping an eye on the angles and length of those lines. And this will give us an idea of where the neck is going to be as well. Once again, you can always make adjustments, so don't worry too much if what you're putting down on the paper is not quite right. And this is just an exercise. As with everything, practicing will make you much stronger at it. If we then go in a straight line from the other corner of the same section of hair that we were looking at before, we can see that this is going to hit the curve right below the bottom lip and above the chin. And the corner next to it just about lines up with the corner of the mouth. For each of these lines I'm drawing for the nose, lips, chin, etc., I'm trying to copy the angles and shapes I see in the reference. Near the top of the bridge of the nose, we can see that it curves in from that original line we put down, and we can see that the forehead needs to curve out a bit more from that line compared to the chin. At this point, we can begin looking for shapes, lines, and angles within the face. The light forms this kind of triangle shape near the top of the face where the eye is, and then it curves down and hits the tip of the chin. Then there's this outline from the cheek, which starts at the chin. Try to get the starting point or placement to match the reference, and then follow the shape you see, which we can tell needs to pass just about where the corner of the mouth is, and then go up to form the side of the nose or nostril casing. Yeah, my anatomy terms are on point, as you can tell. I know, I apologize. Now that we've got a lot of the features in place, we can start looking at the eye, and we can tell that we need to go up in just about a straight line from the tip of the nose, and then it should be in this area. I'm pretty happy with the placement of everything on the front of the face, so now it's just a matter of making some overall adjustments. We're going to use the eyebrow to check the ear, which we've roughly put in before. So we're going to look at the angle, and we can tell that the ear needs to be moved up. Now the ear is no longer lining up with that shadow line, which we know it has to touch or slightly overlap. So we also need to move the ear just a bit to the right. And so with that, we need to now also move that hairline behind the ear to line up with the new placement, as well as the line for the neck. You can make as many adjustments as you want or need, but from here we're just going to go over everything and clean it up a bit. I chose to also go in with some rough shading, some watercolor and gouache, just to have some sort of base and to make the sketch look less naked. This is just very quick and rough. If you were to use a sketch for a portrait, you'll only need that outline, so that's also why I'm not going in depth with explaining what I'm doing here, because we will be doing a closer study of one of the sketches later in the class. Although this exercise is really useful for getting everything in the right places, it's also important to note that everyone has their own preferences when drawing and sketching. This technique may not be for you. You can take this approach to sketching portraits and use it on its own, or you can use it in combination with other techniques. These exercises are all about showing you and for you to try out different techniques so you can find what works or doesn't work for you. we quickly compare the sketch to the reference, we can see that the outline is about where we'd like it to be.